be changed at half-time. If it happens tonight, I think then there will be a bigger issue, in all honesty. And I'm not downplaying it at all. It is pre-season. There was some perhaps sloppy defending, certainly from set pieces. I felt that Reading, more often than not, actually won the first header. But if it happens again tonight, then I think there's cause perhaps for a bit more concern, bearing in mind how close we are to the start of the season.
Here's Ashimeru. Might have a shot if he can find room for it. It was blocked at source by Emerson and out for a throw. But as you would expect with this noisy crowd behind them, the home side have started pretty quickly in the opening couple of minutes. Ashimeru trying to get on the ball again. Jorginho should be able to get this away. N'Golo Kante close to a return, but not quite. Looks like we are going to see him and Jorginho together in that too eventually, but Mateo Kovacic will have something to say about that.
Well done, Tammy Abraham. That's what you're after from your centre forward. They were squeezed high. They had us actually quite tightly compact there, and Tammy's got to be strong, hold the ball up. He was going nowhere. The best he could have done was actually the scenario that played out, win the free kick. And hopefully we can play ourselves out of this situation.
So we couldn't get it completely safe. Ashimeru again going for goal, straight down the throat of Kepa. Pretty comfortable first save for him in the game.
The kind of architect's own downfall there, weren't we? The passing wasn't particularly great. And talking about a high press, that's something that we've become accustomed to see. You can see that Salzburg are adopting a very similar tactic.
Ashimeru looking to make an impression. He's been out on loan for the last couple of seasons. Ghanaian midfielder. And he did say after the game against Reading that he was getting closer to knowing what his starting 11 is. Late and painful. Samasaku on Barkley.
It's the stamp, or he trod on him. I don't think a stamp is quite the right terminology for that one, but nonetheless it'd be painful for us.
Jorginho. So he was trying to do, bringing Azpilicueta from right back, but just overhit it. Started all but one game in the Premier League last season, Jorginho, and the only one he didn't was away at Wolves when Chelsea were beaten. Didn't get off the bench that night. Changing role for him this season by the looks of things. Still look to be the man who starts Chelsea's attack, just as this man likes to do as well. No look pass didn't come off that time for David Luiz though. Good hold up play from Abraham again.
Yeah, I think if you go through the team, Matt, I think there's a number of positions that we all know that I think are going to be taken. For example, Kepa, David Luiz, Azpilicueta. Who plays either side of David Luiz, I think, is going to be a question mark. I think we can expect Jorginho to start. If N'Golo Kante's not fit, I expect Kovacic to get the nod there. Barkley and Mount, where he said, frankly, he can play the both in the same team. Will he want to at Man United away? Might go for experience in the number 10 as he started with it today. Either side of them, is Pulisic going to start? Pedro, there's William. I mean, William now won't start against United, but long term. And of course, the number 9. So I think we can guess probably about 50%. The others, I think, Frank will have a firm idea as to where he's going, but still perhaps needs a little bit more convincing. And this is what these two games are going to do.
Well, Barkley you would think would be favourite here, given his recent form from this kind of position. But David Luiz likes to hit them from this kind of range. Either way, Stankovic will have to be ready, or David Luiz fooled everybody, including his own teammates.
Looked like something off the training ground, that, didn't it?
Needs a bit more work.
Needs a bit of work, didn't quite happen.
This is the time to practice those kind of things. Chelsea, of course, well supported wherever they go in the world. And no different here tonight. After getting his first pre-season as a Chelsea player, of course he joined after the Community Shield last season. That'll be hugely beneficial for him, I'm sure. Not bad having Petr Cech around to pick up a few pointers from either. Here comes Salzburg again, and this is Haaland's first chance to show us what he can do. Blocked before it could get near, kept up by Zuma. The space here for Ulmer. Quickly closed down by Pedro, but Ulmer got away from him. And David Luiz got it away. All hands on deck at the moment.
How many bodies are in that picture?
Easy cross which Zuma felt he had to go for. Haaland didn't really attack it. Zuma offers an apology.
Yeah, they're a bit sharper than us at the moment. Salzburg, they're just that yard. You can see that, look, we're 2 weeks behind them, essentially. And you can just that little bit, that yard sharper at the moment. We can't quite get ourselves out from the back. And you can see again the high press. They're squeezing the pitch. Jorginho's not getting a yard of space at all. Finding it very difficult to go through the middle of the park and get Pulisic or even Pedro or Tammy on the ball at all at the moment.
Yeah, as well as playing in the league, they played a cup game this time last week to Salzburg. They're playing the third-tier side Arndorf, and they won 7-1 with the domestic double last season. The decision's gone against Abraham this time.
Look, we're 7.5 minutes in. What Tammy has done so far, I've been quite impressed with. That's one of those areas I think every Chelsea fan is asking, is he going to go with the pace and the energy of a younger player, either Batshuayi or Tammy, or is he going to go for the more experienced, perhaps isn't as agile and isn't as effective closing down that high press? But I think so far, what he's had to do, he's done very well.
Is there maybe a bit less pressure on him too, because Giroud, who plays that role so well, is not a natural goal scorer, so maybe there's not the expectation on Tammy to do what he did last season and get 26 in 40 games like he did for Villa. If that's not the the essential role of the team, if it is more about bringing in your wide players and your Barclays, obviously you wanted to contribute, yes, but 10 to 15 goals might be a more acceptable return in this kind of formation.
I think if Tammy gets 15 goals next season, he's been a huge success. But I take your point. And goals are going to have to come from other parts of the pitch. We've lost. It's been spoken about, and without labouring the point too much, we know what Eden gave us last year, not just with his assists but also the goals and his all-round play. That's very difficult to replace. Look how quick they are to close that ball down, and that's brilliant play.
Excellent from Kovacic, and Barclays carried it on and found Pulisic, looking to give Christensen something to think about here. It's actually good defending by the Salzburg man. There's a chance for Pulisic to stretch his legs tonight.
Yeah, good defending. He stayed on his feet, gets the touch onto Pulisic. He's decided to go on the outside. He had an opportunity in the game against Kawasaki that perhaps could have gone down when he came off the bench, and elected to stay. And sometimes staying on your feet is the harder option, and it can actually be a disadvantage.
It's one of the many things which are going to change about football in the Premier League next season. You think that VAR might affect that? We can worry about that come next Sunday. Now Chelsea got something to worry about with Hwang. Through on goal, Emerson trying to put some pressure on him, did well, and then Hwang stumbled. Kepa couldn't get hold of it though. Still Hwang got the shot away eventually, and David Luiz kicked it off from near the line, and then the follow-up high, wide, and over the crossbar.
There's some conversation going between Emerson and David Luiz, and David Luiz, as he steps out and chests this ball down, and we're dispossessed, there's a huge gaping hole that Emerson can't quite cover across, and in the end, we all hands on deck at the back managed to do enough to ensure they don't get that shot on target. But again, perhaps an error from us that has caused that, as opposed to them creating a chance.
Barkley. Chelsea could just do with a period of possession here, but Salzburg are not prepared to let them have it. Really good tempo to the opening 11 minutes of this game.
Good test for us this already, Matt. You can see that this is definitely going to be the toughest game we've had so far this pre-season.
And one more to come against Mönchengladbach on Saturday. And it is down to the serious business, and what a start it is to Manchester United away and a Super Cup against Liverpool. And the Chelsea connections, Brendan Rodgers bringing his Leicester side hotly tipped for the new season to Stamford Bridge for the first home game of the campaign. Nice from Kovacic. And here's Emerson. Decided not to cross it, gave it short to Pulisic. He moved it on for Barkley. Did well to resist the temptation to shoot himself, but Abraham unable to work it back to Pulisic.
Yeah, the best bit of possession we've had so far in this game. That was lovely. Moving through the middle of the park. I haven't seen a lot of possession. Salzburg have done a lot to stop us playing. Can he turn on this ball, Tammy? He's got himself a yard of space. The answer is yes, he can. Perhaps his body shape when receiving it, perhaps get on that half-turn. But you can see exactly what he was trying to do. Flicking Pulisic.
His boot was high. Waipu.
Good defending, David Luiz. Just steps up. Hwang just makes that run, the diagonal run across, and David uses all his experience there just to let him go beyond him and step up. You're watching it here. Brilliant defending. Know where you are on the pitch, the back, or the back four in a line, or the three either side of him.
It's Tony Rudiger, another one of those out for the start of the season. Zeman chosen to pair Luiz tonight with Christensen and Tomori both on the bench. Shimiru. It's better to let that run on for Ulmer. Can get involved now. It was a speculative effort. Wasn't a mile away, but never really threatening Kepa.
Oh, they're quite sharp, aren't they? Moving the ball 1-2 touch. Not sure that was the right option, if I'm honest. His body's in the bottom. Haaland there is more or less remonstrating that we've put the ball in the box. We've got into a nice area. Taking a shot there it's going to be a hell of an effort to find the target.
Kovacic. Short looking for Pedro. He's not been able to get his way into the game yet.
Yeah, the two front men that they've got up, Tom Haaland and Hwang, are linking up very well.
Close one with the referees. Penalised Christensen.
Yeah, I thought that was a decent tackle, but when you see it from that angle slowed down, you can see that he actually does take Kovacic first. Makes contact with Kovacic first. Good decision, referee.
He's a new signing for this season for Salzburg. Rasmus Christensen. He's coming from Ajax. He's a Danish under-21 international. Kovacic got a bit lucky with the bounce, but got a free kick too. Floating one up toward Abraham, defenders with arms in the air, and referee's assistant obliging them by giving the free kick. Ooh, not sure.
Very, very tight.
Well, his arm can't be offside because he can't score with that.
Well, every single player on this Salzburg side is working his tail off, Matt. They're all singing from the same song sheet. They're all closing down. They're not hunting in ones and twos. They're hunting in packs. Very well organised. You can see how they're condensing the pitch. A beautiful angle there. They're making the pitch wherever part of the ball is, wherever the ball is, they're making sure they condense it. And there's not a lot of space in which Chelsea can operate.
to unable to get it clear. Well won back by Kovacic, but as quickly as he got it, he had it taken off his toe by Samaseku. Wang's got back into his own half. Here he is again. Jorginho snapping in at him, but Wang showing his strength, and then Jorginho with a late one. And wanted to get up and carry on with the game.
Very good centre-forward play, that. On 2 occasions there, he looked like he may have lost his footing, showing his strength. And their front two have been quite impressive, actually.
Kama into Haaland. They'll find room for a shot. Defending from Kurt Zuma, who was being fouled. You will have played against his dad?
At some stage, yes. I think he looks a bit bigger than his dad, doesn't he? I know he was. I mean, thick set. His dad was a big lad, but yeah, you can see there he's just got his arm around him.
He was actually born in Leeds when his old man was playing there. This is national football for Norway. He's under 21 for them at the moment, only 19.
So there's no Chelsea trying to pass it through. Their midfield 4 are working so hard, as are the front 2, and we just can't penetrate that front 6 at the moment.
Seko. Zuma again. Actually looking to lead the counter.
I think we've got to try and get Barkley involved in the game more at the moment. You know, we can't. They're pressing us high. They're making sure that Kovacic and Jorginho aren't getting on that half turn, and they're finding it difficult to pass. We're finding it hard to pass along the back 4. I think we've got to try and find a way to get Barkley in this game.
He's on the ball. No handball. Salzburg players pretty sure that there was. Emerson carrying on and carrying it forward with players in good position. On he goes. Found Pedro. Touchdown looking for Barkley. I wonder if he could have put his foot through that and gone for goal himself. But
yeah, that's what I've been thinking now, Matt. That's exactly what's going through his mind. Why haven't I just pulled? Because it sits up nice and he sees it coming a long time, and he has got the technique to get that. Not just lashing it, but put power on it goalwards. Yeah, I think he'll. You can see the idea. Selfless.
A lot of responsibility on his shoulders at the start of the season. You think Pedro with Willian and Hudson-Odoi both working their way back to fitness, and Pulisic new to the team. He's the most decorated player around, basically. There's nothing he hasn't won and not much he hasn't seen.
I just wonder what that means for Kennedy.
That's a fantastic ball, and there's no flag this time. And it is Pulisic who rolls it into the bottom corner to give Chelsea the lead. What a tidy finish that was. Really well-crafted goal from Chelsea. And a terrific finish from Pulisic too. And on 20 minutes, it's the Blues who strike first.
Well, this is a really, really brilliant finish, but the pass and the run. This is the run we normally see from Pedro, where he goes across the line and darts in, but it's Pedro that's the supplier this time. It's good first touch. Now he's got a lot to do. Cuts back. Can he pull the trigger? Yes, he can. Drills it goalwards. Goalkeeper hasn't got a chance. And it's a really smart finish. It's a brilliant pass, brilliant run, brilliantly executed. It's amazing for the amount of possession that they've had and how good they've looked, yet 2 pieces of brilliant quality that we haven't seen from them just changed the whole way this game has gone.
Well, that's what we can look forward to from Christian Pulisic. Coming into his first Chelsea season off the back of an excellent Gold Cup for America, so full of confidence, and that was a really well taken goal. It'll be interesting to see how Salzburg respond to that. You wonder if maybe Chelsea can get a hold of the game now.
Yeah, you often see, in perhaps more often than the Europa League, I've seen teams start really well against perhaps opposition that perhaps are certainly in quality are a better side than them, and you sometimes see the stuffing kicked out of them a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how they do approach now the next 10 minutes or so, because I think they play very well. But it's just, as I said, 2 pieces of brilliance, the pass and then the finish.
Here's Kovacic. Was being fouled by Ashimiri, but he carried on anyway. It's great strength from Kovacic and a good pass too. And Pulisic might be in again. Christensen got hold of him. And the pace of Pulisic was too much for Christensen to deal with. And what an impact Christian Pulisic has had in the last couple of minutes. Chelsea got a penalty and the perfect chance to take a firm grip on this game.
Well, take nothing away from what Pulisic has done, but it's all about Kovacic, Matt. It's the run, it's the determination to stay on his feet, it's the drive, and that's something we didn't see last season from him. I'm not sure that the formation, certainly the way Sarri played, suited him, but can we make it 2-0? We just said there, can we get a stranglehold of this game? We'll see now.
Barkley looking to score yet again in pre-season. Stankovic trying to stop him. Brilliant from Barkley, what a take, right in the bottom corner. Goalkeeper guessed right, but it was so well placed, he was never going to keep it out, and Ross Barkley's fabulous pre-season continues.
Well, I was looking at Ross Barkley's eyes. I think he looks right into the corner that he ends up putting this in. I wonder whether he was going to go the opposite direction. He didn't, drilled it. If it goes in at that pace, that low down, there's nothing the keeper can do, Ben. Matt. Sorry, that old habits die hard.
Well, there was a number 8 who used to take a good penalty for Chelsea, who was watching on from the sidelines to see that one stuck away. And there is a spot open for a regular penalty taker for Chelsea this season. And Ross Barkley's just made his case pretty emphatically. Well, where did this come from? Chelsea were on the ropes 3 minutes ago. Now they're 2-0 up.
Well, it's about the difference in quality. You know, they are fitter than us, they're sharper than us, they've proved that. And actually they've played very well. I think their manager, other than the 2 goals, will be very happy with what he's seen. But when you've got someone like Pulisic and Kovacic doing what they did, and that's what's taken this game away from Salzburg in no time at all. And some of the players must be thinking, how has this happened? Like you and I are.
Spot on, Clive.
Touche.
Here you see one of the rule changes. Zuma able to pick the ball up inside this penalty area from the Kepa goal kick. All sorts of fun with these new laws that are being implemented next season. Good foot in from Pedro. All of a sudden Chelsea have found their rhythm. Might end up being quite a long night for the Austrian champions. Really good in the Europa League last season, actually. They did what Chelsea didn't quite manage to do and come through the group stage with a 100% record. And Haaland.
Not convinced this is a free kick, if I'm honest.
It's a good matchup, that, physically, isn't it? David Luiz and Haaland, about the same height.
Yeah, 2 different ends of the spectrum of where their career is, of course. I thought David played it well there. He's backed into David. David's held his ground. He doesn't have to move. Bounced off him. The referee decided that David perhaps would have shouldered him, but
he is the senior centre half. Even when Rudiger's fit, is it always Luiz +1 for you?
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, not every game. I mean, I'm thinking immediately, Carabao Cup, and FA Cup. You would often perhaps see, but I would expect it's David +1, and I think the ideal partnership will be Rudiger, but we'll have to wait and see.
Emerson finding Kovacic, trying to work it through, almost squirmed the way of Pedro. Pulisic doing the fouling this time.
Well, we've only seen Pulisic do 2 good things so far in this game. I haven't really seen much of him. That's handball, I think. Haven't seen anything else of him, but it's the impact he's had, isn't it?
I know it's pre-season, but it must count for something in terms of his confidence that he scored a goal, and not just to tap him from 3 yards, but a really well-taken goal, just to settle him down a bit in his new home.
Yes, I think inevitably people, and I think it's very dangerous, and I don't think that we should, but people will be looking to compare him with Hazard.
Is offside here,
and I think he needs to be very mindful that he's not at the same level and stage of Hazard. Hazard was 2021 when he first came to Chelsea back in 2012, and I think that he has to just to be himself, but he can't do what Hazard did last season. It's, you know, Hazard's one of the best out there, but if he can add something like that and more to his game, then you're looking around the rest of the team to do something similar, and you know, it's all of a sudden it's a Chelsea side that is functioning as a team.
His final record for Dortmund was 19 goals in 127 games, but not all of those were 90-minute appearances. And remember, he's only 20 years old, Christian Pulisic. And no foul by Haaland that time. Here he is again. And he's managed to win a corner off Kurt Zouma.
Jorginho after a free kick. I think it's just a big size difference there. I've seen those given though.
Haaland will be a threat. Again, Chelsea not first to the ball when defending a corner. That time it wasn't costly.
Yeah, these are things that will need to be looked at. What a pass!
That is from Barkley. My goodness me, Pulisic in again. Same result. How about that? It's another goal of the very highest order, which Christian Pulisic has stuck away. Once more, it was the pass that made it, but he still had plenty to do thereafter, and didn't he do it with confidence and composure?
Well, Pulisic has had a hell of an impression on this game. Do you know what? It's not a too dissimilar run and pass that we saw from the first goal, where Pedro picked him out. That same run. It's once he gets in front of the defender, there is nothing he can do. It's this touch here. Now he can't get there. Now the goal opens up for him. It's all about the finish. Has he got the composure? Yes, is the answer.
RB Salzburg 0, Chelsea 3. Smash and grab. The Blues have scored 3 times in less than 10 minutes.
RB Salzburg 0, Pulisic 3, isn't it? This game has gone.
Who's been the star man? 2 goals and assists. There's still plenty of time to get a hat-trick. Frank Lampard will want more, of course.
Yeah, now look, they were taking their goals beautifully. Now, can we win this game to 0? That's got to be the target. And over the next 60 minutes, set pieces, can we defend them really well?
Poor old Stankovic has picked the ball out of his net 3 times. He's had absolutely no chance with any of them. Tšelsí giving it away cheaply. Jorginho.
Oh, it's lovely.
Barkley onto Pulisic. Barkley's in the mood too. How's Emerson's cross? It's not bad. Almost found Pulisic. He might get a second go. Christensen trying to block him. First Chelsea corner of the night.
Yeah, we're growing into this game, as I felt we did against Reading, actually. We weathered the initial storm, the fitness levels of Salzburg and how sharper they are, that have that 2-week march on us, you could see. But as this game is going now, we're getting up to speed, we're getting a second wind, if you like, and our quality is really starting to show.
Want to work short, clever. Pedro left it. Emerson hit it, and Stankovic has made a save now. I beg his pardon, it was who let fly.
If there's one thing I'd like to see us perhaps do a little bit better, is get Tammy in the game a little bit more. You know, it's a great scoreline, and we're doing, you know, as we said, the last 10-15 minutes or so, we've got better and better. But I'd like to see us try and get Tammy in the game just a little bit more.
Tšelsí. Shimiru forward for Haaland. Luis again got his number. Pedro lost it though. Here's Hwang. Very congested in the middle of the pitch. This is a good run though, and Azpilicueta has to put it behind for a corner.
Yes, well done, Dave. Looked like he just stood him up and squared him up, and when he knocked that ball past him there, you felt might have just got a yard on him, but Azpilicueta recovers well to give away the corner. This is the moment now we're looking. Can we defend this properly? No free headers.
Bunch of players around the penalty spot. Haaland drifting off, trying to find a bit of space. Seamer's got his eye on him. There's Abraham who got there. Waipu. Salai tackled by Barkley. Not what he was expecting, or what was his first home game in charge, Jesse March.
Yeah, the sharp movement, the 1 and 2 touch football, the intensity that we saw in the opening 10-15 minutes, and that has slightly dropped, hasn't it?
Well, we were expecting them to come out quickly, and indeed they did that, but they didn't take advantage of it by getting a goal. And Chelsea ruthless with the chances that have come their way. 2 from Pulisic and a Barkley penalty if you're late joining us. Used to losing games, haven't lost this one yet, but they're certainly not used to being 3-0 down after half an hour on their own patch. Get the feeling this will be a fairly rowdy stadium on Champions League nights next season, though. Champions League last season, but they've earned enough points through the UEFA coefficient to mean they don't have to go into the qualifying stages this time around, just to be decided whether they're going to pot 2 or pot 3 for the group stage draw, which is at the end of August.
It's lovely, really close, brilliant 1 and 2 touch ball, that's superb.
And here comes Emerson, Pulisic tearing his way into the middle. Abraham's there too. Emerson went alone and stung the palms of Stankovic.
Brilliant play. Really is. There's that outlet over there. Salzburg like to condense the pitch and see if they can stop Chelsea passing through them. And you could say early on it perhaps worked, but not now. Chelsea we've got our rhythm, we've got the passing, the 1 and 2 touch, and the space that we found out, in particular on that left-hand side, has been really well worked.
10 first half minutes left. Pulisic with the delivery towards Zuma. It was well defended. And back out as far as Kovacic, who gave it straight back to Pulisic. Flags up.
I think Frank is going to be a very happy man with what he's seen so far. And, it seems like every 5 minutes or so we seem to get better and just keep improving.
Privy to what's going to happen in terms of substitutions at half-time, but I think given how close we are to the start of the season, that maybe there'll be a fair few out there who'll play for an hour at least. Saying that, there'll be 11 changes at half-time now. Shimiru. Kamara. Held by Kovacic. But you're always going to get a free kick given against you for that these days.
Yes, you are. He's gone the tackle from behind. He knows it. This is a nice distance. We saw Barkley score from a very similar distance and position. Actually, it looks very central.
Never doing the organising. And Ashimiru look to be the favourites. The captain might pull rank. Oslai hits it. It was a really good effort as well from a long distance from goal. Kepa managed to get across and turn it behind. A save I guess you would have expected him to make.
Well, I think this is a really good save. It goes over the wall. He's hit the big part of the goal. Kepa's on the opposite side. It's hit with a lot of pace. I think this is an excellent save. Really, really well done. You see where the wall is? He's got a lot of goal to cover, quick feet. That's brilliant, really, really well saved.
Strong wrist too. Here comes the latest Salzburg corner. Barkley's header was more up than away. Pulisic had a swing and a miss. Good tackle from Kovacic this time on Ashimiru. Pulisic didn't hear the cry of man on. Kamara, Ashimiru looking to bend one. No, he didn't get the bend he was looking for.
Yeah, Pulisic had more time. Thought he had more time than he actually did in the end. Pleased to see that the corner was well defended. Barkley wins the first ball, and then Pulisic came out and made sure that they didn't get the cross in. The only problem there was that, like I said, he wasn't aware that he was being closed down, but that was better from our point of view defensively.
Jorginho. Down there maybe showing that he hasn't had a touch of the ball in a while. It was a loose one when it did come his way. Wang being forced wide. Defending from Emerson after it looked as though he'd fallen for the trick initially. Keen to get on with it quickly and help his team get back into this game somehow. Play from Wang.
One thing I've noticed is how much Pedro and Pulisic have done defensively. They get themselves into those deeper areas. We saw Pulisic just earlier. We've seen Pedro drop into there. Pulisic was over on that left-hand side. They have defensive duties. You can't just leave it down to the midfield too. And they get themselves back and really do help out their fullbacks.
It's pretty quite tough.
Kepa there, the way he's left that ball for David Luiz, and he's given him an angle, so he's become another player essentially, not standing next to him, then clearly can't use him. So very well played there from Kepa. Lovely play again from Chelsea.
This is where they've done their damage. Kovacic. That's probably quite a time to measure across. Went short into Pedro instead. Roaring forward after Jorginho pretty easily, and the only way Zuma could stop him was by giving away a foul, which he's going to get booked for.
Yeah, Haaland does ever so well, but it's just one sloppy pass that's led to this, and Jorginho, for all his quality, he's not blessed with a huge amount of pace, and slightly fortuitously there goes through the legs of Kurt Zouma. You can see it's not intentional. He's gone for the ball, but it's definitely a booking. He would have been away, and you can see there the frustration because he would have been a 1v1 there with David Luiz.
Well, this is surely too far out for Szoboszlai to try his luck again. Same three around the free kick. Eventually whips it in. Really good ball as well. Christensen attacked it at the far post. I saw Chelsea try one off the training ground. That one was a bit more effective.
Yeah, I think he feels as though his teammate gets in the way of him here. Is there any offside? No. Yeah, you can see there that he just takes a shout, but they had a man over on that far side, but came to nothing.
Abraham was offside. Stankovic favoured to get there anyway. Such a difficult job, isn't it? We've spoken about it over the years when Chelsea have played with just the one up front, but particularly when you're somebody like Tammy Abraham, 21 years old, trying to establish yourself in a top-level side, you just want touches of the ball and shots at goal, and he's gone quite a long period in this half without either of those.
Yes, and I actually felt he started very well. There was a couple of really good hold-up pieces of play, and I don't think we've really got him involved in the game. The influences have really come, of course, from Barkley for me, Kovacic and Pulisic.
Shimiru, block from Jorginho, as far as Mwepu. Salzburg have had plenty of possession, but Chelsea have had the penetration. Sekou.
Pedro, that's the tracking back I was talking about that you get. Pulisic, he's just gone out of picture. Pedro's making sure he tracks back and helps out his fullback. Pulisic's doing it the other side. It's hard graft that to get yourself back because you're going up and down.
Corner short. Watching the back from Haaland, who of course can't believe the referees had the temerity to give a free kick against him for that.
Looks a handful, the boy, doesn't he?
Coming from Mulder in January. Kurt Zuma felt that. Wrap on the ankle. Waited in toward Abraham, and that was his chance for the first half. It wasn't an easy one by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it wasn't. It came in it quite a pace there. It's the only real chance or sighting he's had of goal in this first half.
Sekou looking for Hwang. Cool defending from Big Kurt.
Showing his pace there, Matt, didn't he? He's a very, very quick boy. Almost having to step across here. Goal kick. And David stayed in his feet, made the challenge, comes off, ricochets off the attacker and goes harmlessly behind. Yeah, it's been a really good, entertaining, but very worthwhile 45 minutes. Chelsea would have, the players out there would have got a lot out of this. Fitness levels, certainly in the opening 15 minutes, and that was hard work because Salzburg were at us. Closing down, energy levels were high, not giving us a second to breathe, and we had to find a way to get through it. And eventually, Pulisic's and the pass from Pedro and Kovacic made sure that the quality has been the difference between the two sides.
Free and easy, maybe doesn't tell the full story, but Chelsea ruthless through Pulisic and Barkley's penalty and well in control here, leading at half-time by 3 goals to 0.